Welcome back to Midday Live. It is Tuesday, and that means Janine Washley is joining us, and we're so glad to have you back this year.
Thank you.
Janine Washley, also known as the Flavor Queen. If you've been watching us for a while, you know just how great this lady is and how great of a cook she is. If you've tried any of her dishes, they're always wonderful. Well, today, starting off the new year, we get a rich dish. And
yes.
I'm going to let you say the name again because it's kind of fancy.
It's German meatballs, and they're called Frikadellen.
Frikadellen.
Yes.
Okay.
So in January, I like to look at trends. I like to, catch up on my history and that food history especially. And so that's what I did. And I thought, you know what? I bet Kelly and the viewers would love to know the history of where our hamburger came from. Mm-hmm. So it came from these German meatballs. So it begins with beef and also with pork.
Okay.
And see, back at the turn of the century, there was this guy from Hamburg, Germany, that brought over the German meatballs, but he forgot the plates at the World Fair. So he has this big line of people who wanted to try the German meatballs, the Frikadellen, and he was looking around, he saw a loaf of bread, he made slices of bread, and he served the meatballs between two slices of bread. Okay, so the World Fair is over, and the Americans could not get enough of that German meatball, but they didn't really get the recipe from the guy.
Okay.
So they started messing around, like we do in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And they came up. It evolved into the American hamburger.
I'm so thankful for that, that's for sure.
And the American hamburger is so beloved by us that, we have certain rules. And one of the rules is, you see, I'm just dumping and dumping and dumping spices, and that is marjoram and this last little bit of
you'll see all those spices
paprika.
And, so good.
And then I'm just going to get in here with my hands and mix these up.
I'll hold your bowl.
That sounds great. And so we are so serious about our hamburgers that we don't allow all of these additions. Now, this might be something that we do with our meatloaf, but yeah, with our hamburgers, it's just salt, pepper, and maybe some spices like, garlic and onion, but not all of this stuff, because this is not considered an American hamburger anymore.
So how did it get, how did it get it, I can't even speak, how did it get the name hamburger?
Because the man was from Hamburg, Germany.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So there is a town, and it's called Hamburg or Hamburg, and they were calling, they didn't know how, or it was a little bit of a difficult, name to say, Frikadellen.
Yeah.
So they were like, that Hamburg, that sandwich that we had from that guy from Hamburg, those hamburgers, and it was just an evolution.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
So then we have this mixture. It's all well mixed. And this is what a German meatball looks like. Okay, like this mixture will make 8 balls. Okay, so you know how they're very generous.
Okay.
Yes. So so if we're having Italian meatballs, they're round, right? Or just any other meatball. But with a German meatball, here's a plate, and I'll put it on this.
I think I've shed it on you.
You lightly flatten it. You actually flatten the meatball. So you can see how that evolution happened into a hamburger patty.
Yes, that makes sense.
So German meatballs are actually flat. So I've already pre-done a bunch of these, and I've got them in the oven staying warm.
Okay.
And then we can taste them. Or would you like to look at them?
I want to check them out, and then at the end, Audrey and I are going to be all amongst it. So because we love some good food, that's for sure. Ooh, so look at that. They're all cooked up. Those are big.
They are big. And in Germany, you would serve this with potato salad, or you can use mashed potatoes and brown gravy. So it actually becomes a meal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It looks like, that's
hearty.
For sure. So what is in here?
So we've got a pound of pork, a pound of hamburger. We've got some brown mustard, marjoram, parsley, an egg to bind it, some breadcrumbs to bind as well, and some paprika. And you mix all that up together. Oh, and I left out a key ingredient, which is some sauteed onions.
Gosh.
With our American hamburgers, we would put some raw onions. But our German meatballs, we would put these beautiful browned onions in it.
Well, I cannot wait to get my hands on one of these and just try it. It's going to be so good. But we're going to have to wait on that because we got to go to a commercial break and come back with your full forecast. So stay with us. It smells amazing. My goodness, that's just too darn cold. But Janine Washley is with us, and she has cooked up some German meatballs.
Yes.
And so we get to try them finally. I'm so excited, and Audrey is too, I'm sure. But while we're trying this, would you explain what's the name first, because it's a fancy name.
It's Frikadellen.
Yep, see?
So Frikadellen, that's the German name for a German meatball. And you see they're kind of flat on top, so you can see how they evolved into our hamburger.
Yeah.
And so this is what just basically created the hamburger, our American hamburger. This is a typical way in Germany to serve it, or you can be even more casual with some potato salad or a tossed salad. My mom always served it with a tossed salad because she always, if it was rich, she always wanted something slightly healthy, you know, to go with it. Now you may wonder, how do you get to 165 in the center? Because when it's ground beef, you always want it to be 165 in the center. And this is it. Every kitchen needs a thermometer, and then you stick it in the side, and you can get a reading. And let's say it was at 150, then I would automatically know, oh, 10 more minutes, 10 minutes. So for every 10 degrees, it's 10 minutes. So a minute a degree.
That makes sense.